Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to explain you how to calculate the seismic load based upon Argentina standard. In the right hand side, you can able to see the standard code Impress SIRSAC 103, which is a standard code for regulation of Argentina for construction of seismic structures. So this is a part one which we need to calculate the seismic load based upon the Argentina standard. In the left hand side, you can see an Excel sheet which is developed to demonstrate about the seismic load calculation in Argentina. The first most and input which we record is a seismic zone. Generally, this to be provided by the customer or the technical specification used to call for that seismic zone, or else alternate method is there to find out from the figure 2.1 of this Impress SAC 103. So for that we need to refer page number 32. So this figure 4.2 will provide you based upon the project locations that seismic zone which is to be here. That light green color is a zone 0, and the dark green is zone 1, which is a low intensity seismic. 0 is a very low intensity. 2 in blue color is a moderate. 3 in yellow color is high. And 4 is very high. So thus this peak ground acceleration also we can able to get from this. Whereas the 0 it is 0.04 G. For zone 1 it is 0.1. For zone 2 it is 0.18 G, and for 3 it is 0.25 G, and finally for 4 it is 0.35 G. So we can able to identify the seismic zone based upon this map of Argentina. So accordingly we can also able to get the peak ground acceleration from this map. So next input we record is a structure group as per class 2.4. For that we need to refer page number 34. So here there are group A0, group A, group B and C, which are in Spanish language. I will show you in the left hand side a word file which is a translation form of this structure category. So A0, you can see in the left hand side, A0 is a construction installation and equipment that fulfill essential functions or the total or partial collapse. So generally this A0 is a structure category which is falls under essential function. So when there is a essential function kind of structure, we need to fix this as a category A0. So for example, radioactive sectors and the components of facilities with a power generator greater than 20 megawatt, deposits of flammable or toxic gases or liquid essential areas of airports, hospitals, police and fire stations, communication centers and regional radio stations, emergency power plants, constructions for basic sanitary services, drinking water, etc. So these are falls under category A0. And the next category is A, construction or facilities whose collapse has great repercussion due to occupation or use, construction whose content is of great value or of great public importance, constructions of public use of more than 300 meters square and that allow the presence of more than 100 people. So example for this category is radio and television stations, telephone exchanges, post offices, government buildings of national, provincial or municipal agencies, schools, colleges, universities, cinemas, theaters, stadiums, temples, terminals, passenger transport, large businesses and large industries, museums, libraries, power plants, pumping stations, construction of public. So if if it is affected the populated or more than 10,000 inhabitants, we need to consider this structure category as A. And for B, the construction category which is not covered under A or A0, whereas having a single family or multi-family housing, hotels, business and industries not included in group A. And finally, the C is a isolated constructions or facilities with occupancy of less than 10 people that are not included in the previous groups. So, thus we are able to understand the structure category from this standard, and we used to consider our structure category as A0 for our calculation purpose, which is essential functions. So here I had considered the structure category as A0. Next one requirement is building plan regularities as per table 2.3. So for that we need to refer page number 36. So this is a table which is given the plan regularity conditions. So for that also I am showing a I am showing a Word file in the left hand side, which is a English translation version of the right hand standard code, which is in Spanish. So that first conditions 1A means the torsional regular structures having a low torsional irregularity, that is delta bk by delta mk should be less than or equal to 1.2. If the same delta bk by delta mk is less than or equal to 1.4, then the condition is 1b, and for 1c if it is greater than 1.4. Similarly for 2a it is a regular structures with a resistant element of seismic action. 2b is a irregular structures are all cases not included in 2a. 3a, which we are going to consider for our calculation purposes, regular structures are systems formed by perpendicular elements with the double masonry. 3b is a regular structures. Irregular structures are all cases not included in 3a. Fourth one is regular incoming corner structures. Place extend beyond the corners a length of less than 15% of the dimension of the plan. 4b is a irregular structures with the incoming corners. So we had considered 3a for our calculation purpose. Building height regularities, which we need to refer from table 2.4. So which is here in the right hand side. Again the translation in Word file we can see here in the left hand side. So 1a means the stiffness to the mass. If it is less than or equal to 1.4, the condition is 1a. If it is delta bk by delta mk is less than or equal to 1.7 delta mk plus 1, then the case is 1.b. 1.7 delta mk plus 1 less than or equal to delta mk means it is 1c. For condition 2, there are structures with mass regularity when the masses of each level vary less than 30% of with the respect to the adjacent levels. So our calculation purpose I am considering the third case as whereas the geometry, the regularity are there in all the horizontal dimensions of the resistant systems varies less than 30% with respect to the adjacent levels. Then fourth is 4a is a regular structures. Vertical elements are continuous in height. 4b is a irregular structures which is not covered in 4a. 5a is a regular structures where the lateral resistance is greater than 80% of the resistance of the immediately higher level. And finally 5b is a irregular structures in line with the 5a for weak floors. So I am considering here building height regularity is 2.4 as 3. For total exposed height of structure, this is an assumed value. I am here assuming 3 meter. So these are the 5 parameters: seismic zone, structure group, building plan regularities, building height regularities, and the total exposed height of structure. These 5 parameters is required for us to find whether this calculation to be done in static method or dynamic method, which method to be followed. Generally, the seismic load calculation to be performed in two methods. One is a static method, another one is a dynamic method. So our cases for seismic zone 3 and structure group A0, building plan regularities 3A and building height regularities 3, and for total exposed height 3 meter, we are satisfied the table 2.5 to go with the static method of calculation. So let me see the what the table 2.5 is telling about how to fix the static method can be adopted. So for that we need to refer table 2.5, page number 38. So this is the table conditions for the application of the static method. There are tabulated conditions here. For seismic zone 3, 4, if the structure category falls under A0 is having 12 meter height, if the structure category is fall under A or B, which is having the structure height respectively 30 and 45, then we can consider this as a regular. Addition to that, regular in plan and height also we need to check based upon the table which we had seen just before, table 2.3 and 2.4. So for 1A and 3A, 4A, and for structure category A, 1B, 4A condition, 1B. So these are the parameters. So these are the consideration we need to fix while going for which method to be considered for seismic calculation. Either it is a static method or the dynamic method. So our conditions satisfy the static method of seismic analysis, whereas our seismic zone is 3. So we need to refer this first table, and structure group is A0. So A0 we need to refer in all the 3 parameters, and the building plan regularities table 2.3 says it is a 3.A. So for 3.A, here our 3.A is there, and next one is building height regularities are as per 2.4 table. So it is 3. So 3 also available there. Then finally the structure height is 3 meter, which is a less than 12 meter. So we can go for static method of seismic analysis. Yes, now it is confirmed that as per our requirement, we have to go for static method. Uh, if it is, start with the dynamic method, it will take more time. So let me look into that static method of analysis. So next input we record is a soil profile. Generally the soil profile we can able to get from the site or project report, or even the soil investigation report will provide you the exact soil formation and what could be considered for our seismic calculation. And that soil classification which are done in this standard code with respect to table 2.2 need to refer. For table 2.2 soil profile, we need to refer page number 33. So here are soil type in Spanish. So you can see the English version of soil type here just below the drop down list for soil profile. So first one is a SCA. It is a hard rock formation with superficial presence and poor weathering. SP is a formation of hard rock with a small layer of dense soil and or weathered rock less than 3 meter. SC is a formation of a soft or weathered rock that does not comply with the SA and SP, very dense gravel and or sand, pre-consolidated cohesive soil, very and medium density gravel and or sand. ST is a consistent cohesive soil, low plasticity, low density gravel and or sand. SC is a low cohesive, soft cohesive soil, whereas in code it is also preferred SF, another one soil classification, which is to be referred and analysis at the site or the construction project, what kind of methodology can be adopted for seismic analysis. But only the code will give the seismic methods only for these five kind of soil type: SA, SP, SC, SD, and SC. So we will consider SC for our calculation purpose here. And the next one is structure type we need to consider in order to calculate approximate fundamental period. So for that we need to refer 6.2 table, page number 68. So in the right hand side you can see the standards in table 6.2 for structure type, whereas the first type it is mentioned as a steel frame systems that withstand 100% of the required basal cut without incorporating components that restrict deformation. First category is nothing but it is a steel frame system having a brick infilled between the two column or two frames members. Similar like in the second category, it is a reinforced concrete frame systems with brick infill or any diagonal members to be connected in order to resist the slender. So this is a second category. And the third category is a steel type frame system with the eccentric diagonal or restricted bias diagonals. This is like a lattice or web type of structures. For gantry structures, we can consider this one. So I am considering here as a gantry structure. So for our calculation purpose, I am considering this third type. And other structural system also there are some factors to be considered for CR and X. So our case, it is a steel type frame system with eccentric diagonals or restricted bias diagonals. I am just assuming this as my case. And for that, the CR value is 0.073. I had entered here. And for X factor, it is 0.75. And for in order to calculate the approximate fundamental period, we need to refer class 6.2.3.1 for that page number 67 to be referred. So here is a formula in the equation 6.8. TA, approximate basic fundamental period, is CR into H power X. So the same way we had calculated here in the left hand side Excel file. So I am getting 0.16 second by considering the height and the CR and the X value. Next one is a maximum effective acceleration. So for that we need to refer table 3.1 or figure 2.1, which we had seen earlier, the map of Argentina. So if you refer the table 3.1, which is a page number 49. So here it is AS for zone factor 3 is 0.25. So I am getting from this VLOOKUP, whereas the next sheet I am having all the tables of Argentina standards. So AS value is picked up from that table. And the next one is the next input we record is a characteristic parameter of the design spectrum CA and CV. So for this also we need to refer the table, same table 3.1. So this Ca and Cv value corresponding to the soil. Our soil parameter is Sc. So for Sc and for zone factor 3, we are having 0.29 Na and 0.39 Nb as Ca and Cv factors. So here in the left hand side Excel sheet, I am having these values, which is taken from the VLOOKUP format from the table. So this is a table prepared for this Ca value, Ca and Cv value. So for seismic zone 3 and 4, Na and Nv, which are the seismic factor to be considered, whereas in case of 2 and 1 or even 0, there is no need of considering any Na and Nv value. So Na and Nv value also given here just below the table. So the same factor we need to consider here as 1 and 1.2 respectively. So next one is the coefficient for upper limit of the calculated period. So that we need to consider based upon table 6.1. So page number is 67 to be referred. Yes, here is a value. So our case the AS value is 0.25 maximum effective value. So for that we need to table 6.1 states that for 0.25 the value of Cu is 1.45. So the value is picked up from the table of code reference which is kept here. So it is a 1.45 factor, and the fundamental period of the structure we can consider based upon two factors. One is which we already consider the approximate fundamental period Ta. Another one is we need to consider from Cu into Ta, which is in equation 6.7. Here it is. So generally that time fundamental period should be less than or equal to Cu into Ta. In this case, if we are multiplying Cu with Ta, the value which is coming is 0.23. So I am considering the minimum value, that is T, A as T, 0.16 second. So next one is characteristic period with the design spectrum. So we need to find out the value of time T1, T2 and T3 as per the class 3.5.2. So for that we need to refer page number 49. So here you can see the T2 formula is Cv divided by 2.5 into Ca. So similarly the values which we had got earlier is applied here. For seismic zone the Cv should be multiplied with Nv and Ca to be multiplied with Na. So that is why we are getting T2 as 0.65 second, and for T1 the formula given in the right hand side code is T1 equal to 0.2 T2. So applying the same we are getting 0.13 second, and the T3 which is mentioned in the table in the right hand side table 3.2 states that for seismic zone 3 8 second is the T3 value. So we are considering here same as per the seismic zone factor. So next one is we need to find out the spectral ordinate SCA. So for that there are various cases we need to check. So for that class 3.5.1 we need to refer page number 48. So here is the formula to find design spectra for horizontal actions for ultimate limit state. So these are the formula. if in case my t, that is my fundamental period of the structure t is less than or equal to t1, then I need to consider this formula. If t1 is less than t and t is less than or equal to t2, then I need to consider the second formula. Third one is if in case t is greater than t2 but less than or equal to t3, then we need to consider the third formula. And finally, for fourth formula to be considered where the case that t is greater than t3. So our case falls under the second equation. Here, if you see the t1 value is 0.13 second, which is less than our fundamental period t equal to 0.16, and which is great, yeah, which is less than that, and t2 is a 0.06 second, which is greater than 0.16 second, our fundamental period. So our case is falls under the second equation. So our ordinate spectral ordinate SA equal to 2.5 into CA. So in case suppose my value is 0.1, then the formula will change accordingly. So finally I find the value spectral ordinate SA as 0.73. Next one is behavioral factor. For this we need to refer table 5.1, page number 60. So this table, there are many classification of structure frames, behavior of structures to the seismic. So first one is non-braced frames. In that again subdivisions are there: specials, intermediates, conventional with lattice beams. Second one is braced frames, concentrical braced specials, conventional concentrical braced, eccentrically braced. So these are the steel structures and these are the wooden structures. Third class in steel structures is a dual system. So I am considering here for our calculation is a braced concentric conventional structure, which is R value is 3 here. So I am consider 3. So next one is a seismic risk factor. This is based upon the structure group. So for that class 2.4 to be referred, page number 34. So here you can see gamma R value. So for group A0 it is 1.5. So I am considering 1.5 from the VLOOKUP option stored in the table of code refer. So here is a table with the values of seismic risk factor. So next one is a design seismic coefficient we need to calculate based upon the class 6.2.2 of UNIFRAS CIRSOC 103 part 1. For that we need to refer page number 66. So here V0, which is a base shear of seismic, equal to C into W. So W, we know that total weight of the structure, and we need to find out the CA based upon these formulas or equation. So there are various cases in if the fundamental period of the structure is T is less than or equal to time T2, then we need to consider C equal to 2.5 into CA gamma R divided by R. If in case the fundamental period T time is greater than or equal to T2, then we need to consider C is equal to SA gamma R divided by R. So likewise, there are four equations for seismic zone 3 and 4. We need to consider seismic, C factor should be greater than or equal to 0.8 AS NV divided by R. And for seismic zone 0, 1 and 2, we need to consider C is should be greater than or equal to 0.11 CA into gamma R. So all these formulas or if conditions are applied based upon our available input and available values. So finally, I am getting the seismic coefficient as 0.37 because our case is T is less than T2. So this is a formula to be applied. And finally, we need to consider that C value should be greater than or equal to 0.8 ASNV in case of seismic zone 3. So this equation also checked here, and the final maximum value is considered as C value. So which is 0.37. Sorry. So total vertical load, that is W in this, is generally that W is a total vertical load which is coming from the structure. Generally this vertical load used to consider as a total dead load due to the structure element plus additional load such as live load. Even some of the project owner asked to consider 50% of the live load or 20% of the live load along with the dead load. So it is depend upon the requirement of the project and the structure design. So here I had assumed 10 kilonewton as a total vertical load. Then finally I am getting my resultant earthquake load E as C into W as 3.7. So this is 37% of total weight. So with this, I will stop this topic. So because explaining in detail about how to calculate, how to apply this earthquake load need another session for this. Hope you all understand how to calculate the seismic load based upon Argentina standard. So with this, we will meet in another video. Thank you. Look description for more related videos. Thank you. Bye bye.